there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. Anything I say is alleged and in my very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. It's not personal. So we're talking Carlos King, and we're talking where do we go from here. So at the bottom of your screen, bottom right-hand side, is a screen grab I took from my tablet, from my iPad, at the conclusion of the abrupt ending of Carlos King's Mr. Monday's last night, right? That, of course, featured Maurice and also featured Gucci, who exposed Carlos King for not protecting her, for knowing about the no contact order, and production trying to facilitate scenes to have her talk about things she didn't want to talk about, as well as filming scenes with Selena behind her back. And both Aikisha as well as Gucci had confirmed they did not know Selena was going to be on the show as a Belle, and basically was blindsided. This is according to the both of them, right? So nonetheless, Carlos King didn't like that. And so I thought by now that Carlos King would have, if he's going to private this, I thought he would have edited out what Gucci said and just upload it, right? But then I thought, well, it also kind of makes Maurice look bad as well. It makes him look like he's justifying his behavior of continuing to stay out till 4 a.m. So, perhaps maybe he doesn't want to get drugged by Kimmy again. I don't know. I don't know. But where does Carlos King go from here? Because here's the thing. If you notice, Carlos King has not been reviewing Married to Medicine, you guys. He's like reviewing, the housewife shows and things. But even now, these past couple of weeks, he hasn't even been doing housewife stuff. He's been trying to basically set up his own type of panel to discuss maybe 1 or 2 clips from, Love and Marriage Huntsville and Bell Collective, and then just facilitate a conversation. And just hoping that it gets messy. But the thing Dr. Heavenly said, because remember they used to initially do their Messy Mondays live, and they would be interacting live with the chat until Carlos King did not like getting drugged by the people in the chat. And even Dr. Heavenly exposed on her live that Carlos King doesn't like doing lives. He prefers to do it pre-recorded. Well, you would prefer to do it pre-recorded because that means you can edit out what you don't want in there. But see, here's the thing. I do things pre-recorded, and I hardly ever. I try to do everything in one take for the most part, right? It's very rare that I'm clipping and editing and all this other stuff, because I don't got that time. I don't got that kind of time, y'all. I don't. So I don't know how Carlos King does. But nonetheless, what is this going to do? What is going to happen from here? And there's a couple of options, right? One is Carlos King is going to continue to roll the dice and continue to have cast members on from Bell Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville who are going to throw him under the bus in some capacity, are going to make some type of slick comment that exposes the unprofessional and inappropriate working conditions and inappropriate and unprofessional people on his team that are encouraging complete and utter foolishness and encouraging people to be uncomfortable, encouraging people to film with people that they have been, very much transparent about not wanting to film. Remember, they tried to pull a fast one on Mel Super Bowl weekend for Stormy's event. Remember that? They wanted Mel to cancel all of her paid engagements Super Bowl weekend and come back to Huntsville to film for Stormy's event, except for somebody let her know that Martell was invited last minute, right? Like she found out at the very last minute after she canceled all of her engagements because they told her that she had to come in and film. And then when she found out that Martell was going to be there, she was like, I already told y'all I was not filming with that man.
And so there was that, right? So, like I said, he can either continue going this route and taking and rolling the dice, or he's going to go back to pre-recorded videos, or he's not going to have any cast at all and may just have Dustin or somebody else be the Dr. Heavenly of it all, be the buffer, be the person that says all the things that he is afraid to say, or he is going to completely pivot his content over towards doing more so of these interviews. There's something that's going to happen, because there's been too many cast members this season, especially on Bell Collective, that effectively have aired Carlos King out, right? Latrice is exposed that basically her cast members are willing to spread lies about her, for, screen time and everything else, and nothing is done about it. So why should she feel away if fans, drag her castmates? Carlos King didn't like that. And then, of course, Akeisha exposed that they have had conversations, and she was told that Selena was not supposed to be on the show and was not going to be on the show. And Carlos King tried to flip it around and all the things. And we also know Akeisha's upset because of the opening where it's like a little twerk dance she's doing. And she said that she was uncomfortable with this. She told production over the summer she didn't like that. She said this was supposed to be a lighthearted off-camera moment where she was just trying to have a good time and be comfortable, and said that she did not want this a part of the opening. And it's still, as of last week, you guys, is a part of the opening credits. So, also, with Soguchi now, with her exposing last night that she felt unprotected, was putting on blast some unnamed producer that no longer works at Kingdom Reign, but also called out Kingdom Reign and said, what's good? What's tea? Why are you putting me in these situations that I don't want to be in? And listen, I am by no means defending Soguchi or defending any of the behavior that took place in the escalations between her and Selena. The point of the matter is, everybody can't be lying on these Carlos King productions in which these women are not feeling protected. These black women are not feeling protected and are feeling like they're essentially either walking into a setup or an ambush, and in the case of the no contact order, to be in violation of the no contact order so that it could be null and void, and you can force certain people to film together that you want to film together because you just want anything for great TV. But at some point, Carlos, instead of you getting defensive and having an attitude and having, you were just so mad, your face said it all last night, your tone changed, your energy changed, you kept cutting off, Soguchi, and then you tried to flip it around and made it seem like she needed this show to rehab her image and all of these things. You were pissed and you were just reading through the comments, and most of those comments saw exactly what everyone else did, which was you were being weird. And you never like being called out. And how are you going to ask for somebody else to be held accountable? Yes, Soguchi needs to hold herself accountable, but you need to hold yourself accountable, Carlos. Everybody can't be lying. Candy Burrs has, aired you out. We, of course, remember that lawsuit that happened with R&B Divas and Elise Neal when you used to work with Todd. And then, of course, the whole fallout of season 9 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. What is really the truth that happened there? That abruptly you were no longer with Bravo and you still have not been back at Bravo? And all of this tomfoolery that's going on with the current shows on OWN that you're a part of. Whether it is, Winter from Love and Marriage DC, whether it is Monique from Love and Marriage DC, whether it is Mel telling you in January of this year she felt unprotected, and she felt that you knew exactly what Martell was doing to her and didn't care. And she was, wanting Martell off the show. She wanted Martell fired, and none of that has taken place as of now. And instead you flip this to waste a whole season of the cast dragging Mel supporters in the millimeters. And then you have the failed Messy Mondays with Dr. Heavenly, in which she realized that this was becoming a liability. And even this was too much mess for her, who was already messy herself. So, nonetheless, and it's at the point she still hasn't been back, and you still will not discuss Married to Medicine, although you claim that everything's all good and that there was no fallout. You always do that. You always try to get in front of it and say everything is good, everything is fine, there's no issues. But you make it abundantly clear that you want certain people to be dragged every week in your line of questioning. And you try to pretend everything's all good, but really it's not. You tell the people, you can't do anything, you can't tell me how to do my show, you can't tell me to do X, Y, and Z. But why is there so much chaos surrounding you? Why is there so much negativity surrounding you? This isn't haters. This is constructive criticism. These are your own cast members that are very much concerned. And especially from Bell Collective, just letting you have it week after week, letting you know, Carlos, that the way things are moving isn't it. And then Latrice also came back in and was like, listen, you better show the whole scene that makes Madani look like Madonna. You better show the entire scene on Bell Collective. Don't be editing things out. Don't be clipping things out like you do to paint a certain narrative. And you didn't like that either, Carlos. And Kimmy was even getting you together and telling you that you need to do a better job of these reunions and that you need to be filming these reunions closer to when the season ends so that everybody can see what's being said about them so that they can have more information and more context when they're answering questions instead of going in there blind. It's not a good look, Carlos. Everybody can't be lying. And if people are telling you the same thing, we're almost at like 10 people telling you the exact same thing. That basically people are running with false narratives on the show to make certain people look bad, and certain cast members are willing to do it. If it gets them screen time, if it avoids those cast members of discussing their real lives. You have them filming a reunion months in advance so that basically the cast is going to watch 3 to 4 more months of episodes of all of this other trash that's been talked about them behind their back that they were unaware of. Meanwhile, the reunion's going to look like, child's play in comparison. It's going to look like they had no information, nothing to talk about. So what do you mean people are getting active at the reunion if they don't even know the half of what's going on as the shows are currently airing as we speak? Because you take a million breaks, and these people practically film all year. But something has to give, Carlos, because you can't continue on the path that you're going. And you can't blame fans, you can't blame the millimeters, you can't blame Mel supporters. These people are coming directly for you. These are your own cast members from your own shows, past and present, letting you know that this environment as a whole, that your team as a whole, that your company as a whole, that the tactics and the practices are not it, and they are not protecting Black women. And it's multiple Black women that are telling you to your face, this isn't it. And instead of you taking that into consideration, instead of you thinking of ways to approach things differently, you take it as a hit to your ego, you take it personally, and you decide you're going to make sure that their life is a living HELL, whether that means a bad edit or the cast ganging up on them and trying to force them off the show, or you're going to be even more active and aggressive in interviews or when you do, these reunions. It's just going to be a whole all-out war. But these Black women are not the enemy, Carlos. They are trying to help you. They are trying to give you sound advice. That the things that your producers, your production is calling you about, and you're just having a key at whoever is arguing at the time or whoever isn't getting along, instead of going on set and making sure everybody is safe, everyone is comfortable, nothing is out of order. You take it personally. You're too busy calling Marlo on your shopping sprees to Hermes and Louis Vuitton and Gucci to be concerned about any of your shows, but then have the audacity to gaslight and insult the same fans that are barely still watching your shows. Make it make sense. So where do you guys think Carlos goes from here? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.